College football is back and the NFL is almost back as well, which means it is time for a new 2022 NFL mock draft made possible by our friends over at Magic Spoon. Get $5 off your first order of the healthy and delicious cereal at magicspoon.com/chat. So let's run through my early, almost way too early, 2022 NFL mock draft for you guys. Pick number 1, the Houston Texans. If you're drafting number 1 overall, you probably need to take a quarterback, so I will go with Spencer Rattler out of Oklahoma, the very strong-arm quarterback in a what appears to be not as good class as what we saw last year. He appears to be the early frontrunner to be quarterback 1 taken in the upcoming NFL draft. But there's an entire season worth of college football still to be played. So with that in mind, who do you think will be the number 1 overall pick this year? Is it Rattler or somebody else? There are some very promising defensive options that we'll get to here in just a second. But first, let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. So Rattler goes 1. Number 2, Sam Howell, the quarterback out of North Carolina. Look, Jared Goff does not have the best supporting cast around him, but if you're drafting number 2 overall, maybe you should take a quarterback. I'm not 100% sold on Sam Howell. He's a lesser version to me of Baker Mayfield, but there is still some talent there, no doubts about that. To the Jets now. This is going to be take the best defensive player on your board. And I think for the Jets, given their major problems right now at corner, give me Derek Stingley out of LSU. Not as good last year. I think he bounces back to his freshman form this season. At number 4, out of Oregon, Kayvon Thibodeaux, the edge rusher, who might end up being on a lot of people's boards once we get to the actual draft, either player number 1 or player number 2. I think that Stingley to the Jets and the Jags taking Thibodeaux makes a little bit more sense. The Jags don't need an edge, but Thibodeaux is the best player on the board here at number 4. To number 5, the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, if they're drafting top 5, this is their own pick, by the way. You know what that means? You need to go get a quarterback. And I like Carson Strong a lot. Now, he's not a sleeper to me, maybe to some people who don't pay attention that much to college football, which is fine. He plays at Nevada, after all. He's a sleeper. Strong's got great ability, though. I think there's going to be a big-time breakout year for Strong, who I do think ends up going in round 1. Hopefully, that doesn't make me look too stupid. Now, if you guys want more NFL draft videos, then help me out. Like this video. Let's show the bosses and the powers that be here at Chat Sports that you guys want more NFL draft videos. Not just the occasional mock draft, but player rankings, updates, and more throughout the season. If you want to get on board, help me out by liking today's video. So again, Strong goes number 5. Number 6, Evan Neal out of Alabama. I am a big Evan Neal fan, and this fills a major need for the Bengals, who will be looking for more offensive line help next year. Either A, John Williams breaks out, which is great, or maybe kick him over to right tackle to replace the pending free agent Riley Reiff. By the way, quick note, the draft order, based on the power rankings here at Chat Sports. I will link that video. Don't yell at me for the order. It's not totally my fault. Number 7, Kyle Hamilton, a safety going early? Yes. Yes, he does. I am a big believer in Kyle Hamilton. A borderline Derwin James size-speed combo. He's not necessarily as good, but he's a great prospect. Number 8, the Giants, Malik Willis. If they are in the top 10, and I think producer Marshall would agree with me, our Giants expert here at Chat Sports. If they're in the top 10, it means Daniel Jones ain't it. Probably time to look in a different direction. Willis is raw. There's untapped upside, but he's got the athletic ability and the arm to go in round 1. We've seen that plenty of times in recent years. Number 9, Drake Jackson, the edge rusher out of USC. He goes here to the Atlanta Falcons. Big time need for the Falcons, getting a reliable impact edge player, and hell, even just impact defensive player right now. I got Jackson going number 9. Number 10, Andrew Booth, the cornerback out of Clemson. Maybe they try to get a better player in person than what the Vikings got with Jeff Gladney a couple years ago. Oops. Booth has it was a miss on me in my way too early mock draft. That was certainly on me. But Minnesota loves finding corners. Unfortunately, by the way, even if they're in the top 10, they're stuck with Kirk Cousins next year. His contract is not movable for now. Today's show, as I mentioned, is powered by our friends over at Magic Spoon. You can get $5 off your first order when you head over to magicspoon.com/chat. That link, by the way, folks, will be in both the comment section and it'll be in the description. So you can click it and go get $5 off right now. Magic Spoon, high in protein, 13 or 14 grams in every bowl. It's also low in carbs, only 4 grams of net carbs per bowl. And despite having 0 sugar, this stuff tastes just like you remember. The healthy version of that delicious, sugary, teeth-rotting cereal you grew up with. This time it's good for you. That's why it's called Magic Spoon. Get $5 off your first order again, folks, at magicspoon.com/chat. Whatever flavor you love, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cocoa, they've got something for you. So get $5 off. magicspoon.com/chat. All right, outside of the top 10 now here, number 11, Matt Corral, the quarterback out of Ole Miss. I want to believe he is inconsistent. There are some really bad games of him, LSU in particular, some really great highs as well. But I am intrigued by Matt Corral. Denver picking number 11, well, maybe this time they'll take the quarterback. All right, to pick number 12 we go now. DeMarvin Leal, the defensive tackle of Texas A&M. Now, I think in the NFL, he's going to kick inside to more of a 3-technique role. He's been getting edge rusher reps, though, so far for A&M. I like him a lot more as an interior player in the NFL. He's a very promising prospect. Number 13, a center. I didn't want to go linebacker here for the Giants, but they don't have that many needs outside of the offensive line. You don't often see centers go early. I'm looking at Ryan Kelly from Alabama to the Colts more recently. Linderbaum is that caliber of player. Take the most reliable piece on the offensive line and protect your new investment in Malik Willis. By the way, this pick from the Giants is via the Chicago Bears. All right, the Colts at 14. This will assume it does not transfer to the Philadelphia Eagles, but that's no fun for you Colts fans out there. Chris Olave. I'm a big believer in both Olave and Garrett Wilson. You saw Olave make some plays against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. He is smooth as all get out. He would be a good fit alongside Michael Pittman in the Colts offense. Now, again, this draft order is based on our power rankings here at Chat Sports. I will link that video for you guys in the comments section and in the description. I didn't agree with every ranking. I got outvoted. So don't blame me. If you missed our power rankings video, go watch the explanation. It'll be in the comments in the description. And you can go yell at Mitchell Renz over there. All right, to pick number 15, George Karlaftis, the edge rusher out of Purdue. He goes to the Dallas Cowboys. You know, Randy Gregory's in the last year of his deal. We'll see what they end up doing long-term with DeMarcus Lawrence. He's a good fit in a 4-3 scheme, a hand-in-the-dirt edge rusher. Not going to be a fit for everybody because he's not an elite bender, but the reliability, the pass rush skills, the impact is very much there. The other Ohio State receiver here goes to the Saints, Garrett Wilson, because I don't know what the future looks like right now for Michael Thomas, and they're a bit thin behind him. I can argue Wilson over Chris Olave. I could go the other direction as well. Both players are awesome. Not as high-end receiver talent as the past 2 years, but I think still some very strong top 50 and beyond prospects. Number 17, Kenyon Green, the offensive guard / tackle out of Texas A&M. I think this is a potential Brandon Scherf replacement for Washington. Now, picking at number 17, a bit too late to get one of the really good quarterback prospects, so I got the football team, which maybe they'll have a new name by the draft, passing on a quarterback. With that in mind, how many QBs do you think go in the first round this year? Remember, I had Spencer Rattler, Sam Howell, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, and Carson Strong. I had 5 go in round 1. Tough for me to see more than that, but let me know what you guys think. How many quarterbacks get drafted in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft? Number 18, linebacker Christian Harris. And I know the Eagles never invest in linebackers, but you know what? Harris is really good. This pick from the Dolphins, by the way, and I had to find a spot for him, so I'm sorry. Number 19, Trent McDuffie, the cornerback from Washington. Malcolm Butler retired, which is weird. They were thin before that, so they get another promising Huskies defensive back at number 19. Number 20, Charles Cross from Mississippi State. This is still more of a developmental pick, but I think he'd be a good fit in Pittsburgh, and I don't trust their current offensive line, at least tackle-wise. Number 21, Traylon Burks out of Arkansas. I like this kid. I think he's a very talented player. He has done a lot of his work in the slot in his time at Arkansas, but his frame is more of an outside receiver, and the Patriots got to get better receivers. Number 22, John Mechie. Look, another Alabama receiver. Isn't it funny how they just keep churning out talent? This could be your Mike Williams replacement since he is in the last year of his current contract. Still some more picks to get to, but first, who is your favorite NFL draft prospect? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. No wrong answers. Just let me know who your favorite guy is right now. Pick number 23, Nick Bonitto, the edge rusher out of Oklahoma to the Jets. This pick via the Seattle Seahawks. Might be a little bit early for Bonitto here, but I like a lot of the interior/edge guys for Oklahoma, so I wanted to make sure I had room for one guy, and the Jets still need lots of help, even if Carl Lawson returns next year. Number 24, Breece Hall, the Dolphins. This pick actually via the San Francisco 49ers here. Remember, the Eagles have the Dolphins' first-round pick, and the Dolphins have the Niners' first-round pick. Let's get them an impact running back to pair with Tua, because if they're picking 24, means Tua's the guy. Number 25, Aiden Hutchinson. I still don't love the Titans' front seven, or really, I guess maybe their front five with their 3-4 scheme there. Hutchinson, I think, could play some 5 technique if needed, but also I think could be a good edge rusher. I like Hutchinson. He's actually a pretty damn good athlete. I like him here at number 25 for the Tennessee Titans. Double, triple reminder, if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. We have the very best videos for you guys around the NFL and the NFL draft. If that's something you want, hit that big red button right now. Number 26, Justin Ross. This pick coming for the Lions via the LA Rams. If Ross is healthy, he might go earlier than this, just like the unfortunate injury to Georgia receiver George Pickens. Ross's medical will have to be cleared, but I love him as an actual outside wide receiver one, which the Lions do not have at all right now. Number 27, Jalen Catalon, the safety out of Arkansas. I didn't really know where to go with the Ravens. That team's overall pretty good. But if they don't love Elliott, Chuck Clark long-term, Catalon could make a lot of sense late in round 1. Number 28, Zach Harrison. You saw what he could do against Minnesota. This mock draft order was actually finalized before that game. So, yay, shout out me for not maybe being okay smarts. Harrison has upside, still got to grow along. The Browns long-term are looking for an edge opposite Myles Garrett. Number 29, Drake London out of USC. Yeah, now the Packers take a receiver when they probably won't have Aaron Rodgers this time next year. I like London. He's still raw, still young, but I think his upside is highly intriguing. Devonta Adams is a free agent. Even if he's resigns, which don't know if he's going to, they need more help at receiver. Number 30, Darian Kennard out of Kentucky, plus the NC State guard who we'll get to in a minute here. Kennard, tackle at Kentucky, I think a guard in the NFL. He is a mean mauler. The Bucks, number 31. Maybe you want to replace Donovan Smith down the road. Not that they've got many needs anyway, because they brought back everybody from a Super Bowl champion team. Jackson Kirkland out of Washington. Some conflicting reports on how various draft people feel about him, but I think there's a real chance he ends up going in round 1. Finally, the Chiefs take K.R. Elam, the cornerback from Florida. I almost went receiver, but was getting a little bit thin here late round 1. Let's give them another corner to help build that defense. Elam, great upside out of Florida. So grade my mock draft, folks. How you feeling? And you can be mean. Remember, it's not a real mock draft until someone calls it the worst one ever in the comment section. So get your votes in. A, B, C, D, or F. Briefly now, some other guys, because there are a lot of them to watch. JT Daniels, Keaton Slovis, I'm not buying either, at least not quite yet. Daniel Falele is a massive human being. I know he's listed at like 6'9", 400 pounds. He's not. He's 6'1", 1/8, 375 pounds. Still massive, but not quite as big as the listed size there. That's a verified measurement, by the way, folks. I like the Ohio State tackle, Nicholas Petit-Frere. And then I'm going to botch the pronunciation because I forgot to write it down, so I'm sorry. Ikem Ekwonu out of NC State is a tackle right now. He is going to be one of the best run-blocking guards in the NFL draft cycle for 2022. I love him in that role. Zion Nelson, major upside, by the way, out of Miami. Not there yet, but definitely someone to watch. Same with Sean Ryan, who's kind of a lesser version of Elijah Vera Tucker, a guard-tackle hybrid guy who I think will end up being a guard in the NFL. Adam Anderson out of Georgia, very good edge rusher. I like him. So, too, the defensive tackle, Jordan Davis, is probably more of a top 50 guy than a top 32 guy. Ahmad Gardner out of Cincinnati, good prospect. I like him, G5 kid. And then safety Jordan Battle from Alabama, also someone worth watching early on in this NFL draft cycle.